Hello, callers. Welcome to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest developing stories. We start with midfielder Franck Kessie, who in a recent interview talks Xavi, he talks Pedri, Fati, Gavi, Yaya Toure, El Clasico, and Barca future. We are going to be discussing on what he said as we progress. Then, secondly, talking on this transfer rumor claiming that Barcelona received a major boost in the pursuit of Inigo Martinez of Athletic Club Bilbao. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into the full story, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch right up to the very end. Franck Kessie's move to Barcelona on a free transfer was a great piece of business by Joan Laporta's board. The Ivory Coast international was one of Serie A's best midfielders ahead of his move to Catalonia. Moreover, he was just 25 years old at the time and had the better part of a decade left at the top level. However, things did not go to plan for Kessie in his initial months at the club, with players like Gavi, Pedri, Busquets, Frankie ahead of him in the pecking order. He found it so difficult to see playing time. The wait was worth it for the former AC Milan man for an acute injury crisis at the club. At the beginning of the year forced Xavi to field him more often. Kessie took his chance with both hands and continued to improve with every passing game. Franck Kessie's season peaked with his goal against Real Madrid in the Copa del Rey semi-finals on a special night where he should have a memorable brace. Kessie spoke to Sport and Mundo Deportivo earlier this week and addressed a number of topics, including his move to Barcelona and his unique celebration. In this video, we are going to be discussing that interview. First, talking on his special celebration routine, he said, I celebrate my goals with a military salute to honor my father, who was in the military. I lost him when I was very young, but I know that he is probably watching me somewhere. On the difference between Barca and AC Milan, he said, I would say that Milan and Barca have two different ways of playing and understanding football. Here you see that it is much more technical. At Milan, it was much more direct. The main thing was the result. On his initial months at the club, he said, my first few months here were difficult as I wasn't playing that much. Xavi always told me to be patient, that he trusted me. He told me to preserve or to persevere and to continue to work hard and that my opportunities would come. On Yaya Toure's advice, Franck Kessie said, yes, I spoke with Yaya when I found out that Barca wanted me. I called him and he told me that it was a great club, that if I came, I would win titles. He told me to come, to be calm, that he knew Xavi well, that he is a wonderful person. On maintaining his physique and fitness, he said, apart from training here, I also take special care of my body at home, a lot of massages, ice baths, and everything else. On Pedri's comments on his physique, he said, it's logical, we don't have the same muscle mass, nor the same weight. There are some players that aren't strong, but they have other attributes. I've seen many talented players, but Pedri is special. On Ansu Fati blocking his goal in El Clasico, he said, no, we laughed about it. And that was it. I have a great relationship with Ansu, and 2 or 3 seconds later, I told him to forget about it and focus on the match. On Gavi, he said, Gavi is a player with brutal quality. It's clear that he's going to win many trophies here, like Pedri, like Ansu, like Bade. They have real magic. On playing in El Clasico, he said, many players dream of playing El Clasico, and I'm going to play three of them in 30 days. On his future at the club, he said, it never came across my mind to leave Barca. I'm a caller, and I plan to stay here for many years. On being called El Presidente, he said, one of the first days at AC Milan, I arrived at the parking lot and parked my car. I saw a security guard coming towards me. He told me that I couldn't take that spot because it belongs to the president. Since then, everyone began to call me like that. On how he feels at Barca, he said, things are going very well. I'm happy to be here. The teammates, the work, and the relationship with the staff and with the club in general, it's great to be here, he said. Great words there from Franck Kessie, who have, I think, having a great time playing for Barca, especially after the injuries in the midfield department. I think Franck Kessie continued to show Xavi what he's got. Of course, this is a guy who was the main man for AC Milan last season, and right now AC Milan are even missing his presence. So that tells you the kind of quality he has. Barca were really privileged to have this guy. This is a guy that most big clubs in Europe would like to have him in their ranks. And just the fact that he have been benched a lot and not used for many matches by Xavi, there were inevitable rumors coming out during the January window that, linking him to other clubs, that other clubs were showing interest and they want to take advantage of the fact that he is not playing so regularly to buy him. But luckily enough, Franck Kessie likes Barcelona, as he continued to say, he wants to stay and succeed. And Xavi have been giving him advice to be patient, that his time would definitely come. Then on to the final story of discussion. These are uncertain times for Barcelona as far as the market is concerned. The club are facing immense pressure to reduce their salary mass in order to avoid financial fair play regulations in the coming season. However, that has not deterred the club management from preparing the season ahead. In fact, they have already made positive strides in the pursuit of midfield target Ilkay Gundogan. According to Mundo Deportivo, the Catalans are set for a massive boost in their pursuit for another top target in the form of Inigo Martinez. This is because Athletic Club are increasingly losing hope of keeping hold of the veteran defender, whose contract expires at the end of the season. The renewal efforts from the club's end are almost on the brink of collapse. The Basque club are increasingly coming to the terms with the idea of seeing Martinez depart San Mamés on a free transfer this summer. With Barcelona emerging as the likely destination, Barca are linked with a move for Martinez last summer as well, but the move did not materialize due to the player's contractual obligations. Even Athletic Club had approached the player over a renewal, but their proposal of added incentive and no change in salary was not lucrative enough for the defender. The road, therefore, is clear for Barcelona as they look to snap up the veteran on a free transfer at the end of the season. But it must be noted that the Blaugrana could face stiff competition from Atletico Madrid, the latest entrant in the race. The Spanish Giants may have a chance of signing Inigo, given that Barcelona do not consider acquisition of a new central defender so essential. They are expected to pounce on the market opportunity but are not necessarily desperate for that. It means Atleti have a possibility of signing Inigo Martinez if Barca face economic problems and fail to reduce enough salary mass to accommodate the Spanish international this summer. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.